What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of Center Court. I'm your host, Alex Meacham. Now, if you watched episode 1, you know that our show breaks down to 4 quarters, just like a basketball game. This episode, we venture into the world of baseball. Chuck Richardson and I sit down with former professional baseball player Tuffy Rhodes. Now, Tuffy grew up an inner city kid from Cincinnati and was drafted by the Houston Astros in 1990. His story is so unique that we decided to do our off-the-court segment and our sideline report on him. So Tuffy tells me the story about growing up in Avondale and how his baseball coach used to pick him up and drive him through Indian Hill. Now, Indian Hill is a very wealthy neighborhood here in Cincinnati. Tuffy said to his coach one day, "I'm going to have a big house just like these out here in Indian Hill one day." His coach looked at him and said, "Okay, Tuffy." Tuffy says, "No, you don't understand. I am going to have a big house like this in Indian Hill one day." After 20 plus years of playing professional baseball, Tuffy moved back home to Cincinnati, and he invited us out to his beautiful home in, guess where? Indian Hill. Amazing story. Now let's tip off the show with and one street ball legend, Tim Gittens, as he tells us the story of how he got the nickname Headache. All right, enjoy the show.
Tim Gittens, a.k.a. Headache.
All right, Tim, so let's go to the story of in high school. You're playing Ray Allen's team in New York City.
I'm at the gym, my home gym.
Okay, at home. The rapper Cameron and Mace are on your team, but your teammate, Rich Parker, all right, will be played by Chuck Richardson. All right, so why don't you take him through? Tell him what happened.
So we're playing one of the top teams in the country, and we're going through the race. So, you know, it's one of the times where my coach always got mad. When you hear him get mad, he's kind of furious because I always been creative with the ball. So I always trying to find a way, and Rich always used to tell me all the time, "Man, I wish you stop throwing, just throw the ball, stop doing that crazy stuff with the ball." But that was just me. In the heat of the moment, I'm gonna find the best way to get this. So they attacked us on offense. I got a steal, we pushing the ball. It's a fast break situation, it's 3-on-1. I get a steal, Rich Trummer on my right side. I got Cam Prime on my left. I'm coming down, I put a hot move on him. Step, to Rich.
I believe I can fly.
He takes off from unbelievably far. Meanwhile, my coach on the side, pulling his hair out like, "Man, what?" And then the newspaper article talk about the team itself and talk about how my coach had to deal with the fact that whenever it would happen, it'd be some like crazy pass out of Tim Gittens, and he said it's just something that you had to deal with. And they was all like, "It's just crazy sometimes." Talking about how it was a headache, which was hilarious.
That's how you got your name. All the kids want to get strong and buff and get the muscles, and they want to go to creatine right away.
There's a lot of people that use creatine, a lot of power, strength athletes, guys that want to recover a lot quicker, and also a lot of people that want hypertrophy, they want bigger muscles. It is a supplement that there's been research that's proven to work. However, because your typical high school athlete, even college athlete, can't keep up with the routine as far as hydrating, right, I don't normally recommend it.
How's my throat look?
Well, you threw over there, but you're looking at me, so.
Yeah, I didn't want to hit you. Yeah,
Okay.
That was bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
In this off-the-court segment, we sit down with Tuffy Rhodes in his beautiful Indian Hill home. Tuffy was born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hear how Tuffy made it out of the inner city and was drafted by the Houston Astros in 1990. All right, so tell me a little bit about how you grew up, where you grew up, what part of Cincinnati?
Avondale, I grew up inner city kid.
Growing up, what was your favorite sport when you were young?
It's funny that I'm a baseball player, but basketball.
Basketball?
100%.
I like to hear that.
Hear that? If I the Magic scored. Jump shot, come on. Oh, do it too. Yeah, here we go, baby. Ain't nothing I can't do them all.
So what happened? Like, what was the transition that made you go into the whole baseball world?
Well, it's funny. I was at the boys club. Just turned 14. Played for the boys club team, and after practice, my coach called me and about 3 other guys over, and wanted to introduce me to a guy named Chuck Day. And he said he wanted me to play AAU baseball for them, and I never knew anything about AAU baseball. I just knew about boys club baseball. So the name of the team was the Milford Magicians. We used to come through Indian Hill all the time, driving through Indian Hill, just going out there. I mean, these guys had indoor batting cages in their houses, man. It was just, wow. It was amazing to me, and I knew my baseball life has changed.
So these people had batting cages in their homes.
Yes.
What was that like as an inner city kid, and you're seeing this? What's going through your mind?
I was shocked at first because I didn't think, because you don't think about that idea or seeing something at that age. I was shocked, but at the same time, I was like, wow. You know, if I can get me a batting cage in my house in Avondale, I don't know how to do it, but if I can figure out some kind of way to get a batting cage in my house in Avondale, that'd be awesome.
Now, so growing up, who were some of your idols as you started getting into baseball? You know, a lot of kids now, they look at LeBron James and the Kobe's and Kevin Durant's. Who did you look at in baseball?
Baseball, the Big Red Machine.
Yeah.
Everything about the Big Red Machine. My favorite player was Ken Griffey Sr. because I thought I was similar to him, but I loved everybody. George Foster was a big home run hitter at that time. I thought I was a fast little scat.
And how were you similar to Ken Griffey Sr.?
We both left-handed. We played the outfield. At that time, I batted first or second. You know, I wasn't really a power hitter when I was young, so I stole bases, played real good defense. So that's why on that team, I really thought I was like Ken Griffey Sr.
What was the deciding factor that you were going to give up all the other sports?
The Midland Cardinals came calling, and that AAU baseball took me all over the country. So it would either play AAU baseball in Midland or play football, and I wasn't a football type of guy. So it was easy to give up football, but I never gave up basketball, and I would never give up basketball. But I don't play as much as I used to, but I played for basketball with my winter conditioning for baseball every year, and people don't realize conditioning basketball, how much we help in other sports.
So tell us a little bit about that, the minor league.
I was drafted in '86 by the Astros and went to Sarasota. And people think minor league is similar to professional baseball, but you gotta realize minor league is just like college. You know, you have your rookie ball, which is freshman. You have your A ball, double A, and triple A, which is like 4 years of college. So you struggle. We was on ramen noodle diets every day.
Right.
And about 4 or 5 of us in an apartment living off $700 a piece that we all had to share, because my first, besides my signing bonus, my first check was like $700 a month.
Really?
So yeah, and
so when people see you get drafted by the Astros, they automatically are like,
everybody think that you got $1 million.
Right.
They might give you a $35,000 signing bonus. You might get a $50,000 signing bonus. But nowadays it's different than '86. When I got to Major League, I couldn't stay because I wasn't prepared. You know, I got there to get
mentally,
because you think about different things, and you give a 21-year-old $10,000 a month and tell him to do what he wanted to do with it. You know, I get out in the streets and I thought about some things more than I thought about baseball. Backing up and down from Major League to minor league. And I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm retiring. That's it. I'm becoming a fireman. I'm going downtown, Houston, or wherever I need to go and take the fire department test. And then the day I was going to take the test, my agent called. And I was like, what's up, Jimmy? You know, I got some good news and some bad news. I said, well, what's the bad news? He said, I said, what's the good news? I'm sorry. He said, I got a team that wants you to play every day. And I was like, well, heck, what's the bad news?
Welcome to the halftime show here at Center Court. I'm here with show contributor Gus Stewart. Gus, tell them about yourself.
Hey guys, my name's Gus Stewart and I'm a junior at UC. Some of my interests are with movies, music, pop culture in general, fashion. My second home is New York City, where I spend a bit of time. So I'm happy to be part of the show and happy to be contributing.
All right, let's get after it right away. The NBA, National Basketball Association. Now, we got a lot of good teams, a lot of storylines. Who do you have coming out of the East?
Out of the East, I think it's got to be the Cavs. They're on a mission after last year. I think they're going to be healthy. They've got to be, and I think
LeBron's got a bad back.
Yeah, I just
Kyrie.
think they just got to be there, and I think it's going to be over the Miami Heat. It's going to be a great story.
Good storyline there.
Justice Winslow steal the draft. I think Miami's got a couple players in there. Chris Bosh, fluky injury last year. So I think Cleveland over Miami. That's my Eastern Conference Finals prediction.
Okay, let's jump out to the West. West is loaded with teams.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you have coming out of there?
Out of the West, I think the Thunder come out on top. If you look at that team and the talent they've had, Westbrook, Durant, Harden back in the day,
Yeah.
it's crazy that they haven't won a championship. They got a new coach with Billy D.
Billy D from the Gators.
He's done some great things in the past, and I think if Durant can stay healthy and if Westbrook can stay healthy, it's a tough team to beat, and I think they're going to come out of the West.
Who do you have them beating?
If I had to make a prediction, I'd say the Clippers.
Ooh,
Clippers are the
CP3.
Spurs. So my final prediction on that one will be that the Warriors do not make it to the conference finals.
Oh man, taking shots at my guy Steph Curry.
That's a bold
Curry
prediction,
with the
though.
shot?
That's a bold prediction.
Okay, league MVP this year. I know who I think's gonna.
If we're going bold, I'll go with Westbrook again. I think Durant has always kind of been primed as that top guy.
Yeah.
As he is, he's amazing.
So you think Russell's the top guy on that team and KD's second?
I don't know. I just think the way that Westbrook will play this year, I think he's on a mission. The numbers that he puts up, the way he plays, it's reminiscent of Kobe, in my opinion. No one's going as hard as he is every play. And be on the lookout for it because he's on a mission this year.
All right, I'm gonna go with Curry. I think Curry's gonna get it done this year. What do you have? 53 points the other night?
Yeah, on Halloween. I heard he went out the next day to the mall in a zebra mask.
Did he really?
Yeah. After when you put up 53 on Halloween. So.
Yeah, you got to go with that. Let's talk about the World Series. I don't know about you, but I felt like the World Series didn't get as much Twitter buzz and Instagram hype as I thought it would. What did you think?
Yeah, I watched a fair amount of playoff baseball. I didn't catch too much of the World Series, but yeah, I think it's tough when there's Sunday Night Football, NBA's coming back. It's a great time for sports.
And didn't Sunday Night Football beat out the elimination game ratings-wise?
Yeah, and the ratings were up for baseball, which is great for baseball, and congrats to KC, but it definitely seemed like there was more hype in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
The beginning of the playoffs with the Cubs coming up, the young players, the Back to the Future story. You know, there's all this rich history with Wrigley and the Cubs, so I think had the Cubs made it, you know, maybe it'd be a different story with the viewership, but.
Well, speaking of Back to the Future, let's talk about the Air Mags, those shoes. If you had a choice, sitting here right now, what size shoe do you wear?
10.5.
10.5. You've got the Air Mags or you've got the Yeezy Boost 350s. Which shoe do you take?
I got to lace up with the 350s. Got the boost
That's your
going.
guy.
You know,
Yeezy for president.
The Mags are awesome. The Back to the Future, that would be sweet, but you know, if I just had to pick one, I got to go with the Yeezys.
You voting for Yeezy for president 2020?
2020.
You voting for him?
Drop the mic.
I figured you would. Yeezy Season 1 clothing. What do you think about? You're into clothing. You love clothes. And is this a Yeezy season shirt?
It is not.
Nope. You got a little hole. He's got a little hole right there.
It's
so
not
okay,
Yeezy
maybe
season,
not.
but.
What'd you think of the collection?
I thought it was pretty good. Got a lot of criticism, but you know, I thought it was creatively a step in a really cool direction. The price point for me was a little high, especially with some of the promises he made of keeping that reasonable, but I thought the stuff was really cool, and you know, I really hope he does a lot of great things with Adidas and with his future ventures in the fashion world.
Okay, now, the big question here is Justin Bieber, One Direction, both of them drop an album on the same day. Which album do you get, Gus? Who you going with?
Gotta go with the Biebs.
The Biebs.
Gotta go with the Biebs.
Biebs is the man. Wasn't he balling at Kanye West's birthday?
He was. So Kim, for Kanye's birthday, very generously rented out the Staples Center, invited his buddies, invited his friends. Biebs was there, had some NBA players watching, and they hooped it up. And from what I've heard and, you know, multiple reports, Biebs basically just crossed everyone over and went to town.
That's what Biebs does. Speaking of high-level celebrities, you got Justin Bieber, Kanye West we've talked about. You and I had a chance to talk with, got some video, pictures with Floyd Money Mayweather, the highest paid athlete in the world. Is that right?
Yep.
I'm calling money for nothing, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great story.
So don't tell him. Don't tell him yet. We're gonna save that story and some of the videos for next show. So I need you on the next show. We're gonna talk about that. Good deal?
Let's do it.
All right. Appreciate you watching Halftime.
They're in for a treat.
What's the bad news? He said, I said, what's the good news? I'm sorry. He said, I got a team that wants you to play every day. And I was like, well, heck, what's the bad news? He was like, it was in Japan. And I was like, really? He said, well, they offer you $750,000. I said, where do I sign?
Part 2 of our interview with Tuffy Rhodes, Chuck Richardson and I sit down with Tuffy and discuss his experience playing baseball in Japan as top 5 all-time basketball players and the story of when he almost played Michael Jordan in spring training baseball.
You said something in the last, in one of the segments about when you were over Japan, that you pretty much came into your own as far as learning how to be a professional. We got a lot of kids that watch the show, we got parents who watch the show. Is there some lessons that you can tell them that you learned about yourself when you were over in Japan, like a routine that you might have picked up, or even some things that you even started doing when you started stepping in the batter's box?
Yeah, don't. Yes, and yes. But you know, the thing that I learned is, man, if you really want something, work hard for it. Don't let your back be against the wall before you figure it out.
Right.
Because you might not be that lucky to get that chance. I was blessed to get a second chance. I would say that because of a different country. I'm not counting the chance that I had in Major League Baseball.
Okay.
You know, the first thing that was the best thing that ever happened to me in Japan is that they don't give you a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning down there stretching. You're gonna have to eat at 8 o'clock, and you're gonna have to take extra hitting whether you like it or not.
Very disciplined.
Very disciplined. And 6 o'clock means 6 o'clock. In some cases, it means 5:55.
Right.
You know, and they don't play that. And that's all. And I knew this was my last chance to take care of me and my family. And actually, it turned me into a better player, a better person. It taught me how to prepare myself and become a student again.
You speak fluent Japanese.
Yes, I do.
How'd that all come about?
Hey, man, you know, it rolls back into a situation about women. You know?
Right.
And, you know, I'm just being totally honest about it because I can be honest about it now.
Yeah.
You know, and it rolled back into it. I had 2 interpreters. I could have won 15 years without learning one word Japanese, but I wanted to know what they were saying about me. So I went out, I got out, I met people, but I did it the right way. I didn't go out there and do like I did in America. I had my priorities straight. But I met a Japanese girl my first year. It took me about 2 hours to tell her to meet me at McDonald's on Thursday at 2 o'clock. That's the only one that I knew.
Right.
I didn't have a chance to tell her to meet me at Jojima's, you know, the restaurant, because I didn't know nothing about that.
Exactly.
Or teppanyaki, because I didn't know nothing about that then. So the only one I knew that was American was McDonald's. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to take a steak fried chicken in Japanese.
Question for you. So I know O is like the guy over there, like the equivalent of Babe Ruth, and then Ichiro is like the guy too. Well, I guess like the next in line. Tell us, where do you think you are in that pantheon of athletes?
I'm top 10 in every. I'm number 1 in every category as a corner besides the hits. I'm even number 1 getting thrown out of games.
So I got one more question. We talked about this already. You got a good mic story. And I mean, that's on color.
Well, this one's okay.
Yeah, this is a good
I don't have a
right.
problem with it because this is totally baseball. Yeah.
Since we all agree Michael's the greatest player of all time.
Yes. He decided to play baseball.
Right.
I'm a baseball player with the Chicago Cubs. He's with the Chicago White Sox. Now, spring training ends. But you know, every baseball team has spring training where you play against a team that's a little close to you. It's kind of like an exhibition game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Chicago plays Chicago, the Dodgers play Anaheim, whatever. Play. Milwaukee probably play against Minnesota, you know, close team like that. So I got Rand Sandberg on my team, Sammy Sosa,
Wow.
Mark Grace, Sean Dunston, Andre Dawson at the end.
I love that guy.
The Hulk.
I
What a
love
great guy, man. What a great guy. Mike Morton. I got Hall of Famers on my team.
Right.
So we come from the clubhouse. We're playing in Wrigley in Chicago. We send all of our stuff that we wanted everybody to sign over their balls, bats, gloves, whatever you want.
Right.
And they send the same thing over there with your name on it. And everybody signs these balls. So they sent over stuff with Ryan Sandberg, Mark Grace, Sammy Sosa, and they're signed. So we're all like, make sure we send stuff back over to Michael. So we send stuff over to Michael. Michael did not sign not one thing for nobody on our baseball team.
That's surprising.
Not one thing. Send it back. So 30 minutes before the game, we had a team meeting. We said, who's never pitching, if Michael Jordan is playing that game, you better hit him in the back. Right in the back. Michael didn't never get a chance to play. He did not play in that game, but he was lucky. So we was gonna put one of them brothers in there, throw about 96.
Not brushing back.
No, hit in the back. We made it perfectly clear, hit him in the back.
You go from growing up in Avondale and have this beautiful home in Indian Hill, and you wake up in the morning, come down, get breakfast, and see all this stuff. What runs through your mind?
Blessed, and but at the same time, I keep, one thing about me that makes me who I am is that I never forget who I am. I don't step outside myself. I stay the humble, same guy who came from inner city, that dealt with the situations to get to where I am today, and I don't want to lose it.
One more favor. Could you say in Japanese, my name is Tuffy Rhodes, and I want to thank you for watching Center Court.
Tuffy Rhodesです。本当にどうもありがとうございました。お願いします。毎日月曜日、Center Court 待ってください。
You got that, Chuck?
What he said.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? I'm Alexa, and welcome to your Center Court social media segment. So I was scrolling through my Twitter feed, and I saw a lot of people posting about head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Flip Saunders, that he lost his battle with cancer. Last August, he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Former University of Cincinnati basketball player Sean Kilpatrick tweeted out, "Coach Saunders, thank you for the opportunity. You will be greatly missed. #RIP. Kilpatrick played a short stint with the Timberwolves last season, and Coach Saunders was credited with leading Minnesota to some of their most successful seasons. He will be greatly missed." So staying in some basketball news, if you haven't been living under a rock for the past couple of weeks, you've heard everything in social media about former Lakers player Lamar Odom. So we're here to give you an update. He has been moved from Las Vegas to Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, where he's undergone multiple tests that confirmed he suffered through 12 different strokes during his medical emergency. His ex-wife, Khloe Kardashian, has not left his side the entire time, and there were even rumors that they were going to call off their divorce. But unfortunately, that's untrue. Lamar is expected to be in the hospital for the next couple of weeks. So today, you literally can't turn around with someone shoving a camera in your face. Everyone is taking selfies, even basketball stars like LeBron James. During an official review timeout for a Cleveland Cavaliers exhibition game right here in Cincinnati, a bunch of kids rushed down behind James. He grabbed one of their cell phones and snapped a selfie with a bunch of kids. This is probably going to be something that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. Pretty cool. So let's get to my favorite part of this segment. It's where I get to tell you about my new favorite dance move. I have been a dancer my whole life. I've been on dance teams, danced everywhere. So I think it's really cool when I see athletes doing different new dance moves. This one is called the dab. It's trending. You can see all the athletes doing it on the court, on the football field. Dancing is just kind of like a celebration. It's something fun that the players like to do when they make a good play or the team does something really well. So I think it's really cool to see everyone doing the dab, and I'll give you a little demonstration. Here we go. So next time you are on the dance floor, I hope to see you doing the dab. And that's all we have for your social media segment today. We will see you next time.
Hey, thanks for watching episode 2. Special thanks to our guest, Tuffy Rhodes. Now you want to make sure you tune in to episode 3 because we're going to get into the ring, the world of boxing, and talk about the rich history of boxing here in Cincinnati, Ohio, from Ezra Charles to Aaron Pryor to Adrian the Problem. And you want to make sure you tune in because we have a special video with Floyd Money Mayweather. Tune in. Thanks for watching episode 2, and really special thanks to our